Hello, my name is Tim Hughes and I'm Director of Communications for the Spirit Invest Group. This morning I'm going to be talking to Vannessa Nicholas, who's Head of Estate Administration at Appleton Fiduciary Services. And we're going to be covering the topic of the choice of an executor in administering your estate. Vannessa, good morning to you.
Hi, morning, Tim.
Talk us through these issues, these important issues, please.
Morning, Tim. The nomination of an executor in your will is of utmost importance, as it provides you with peace of mind that your affairs will be dealt with in accordance with your wishes when you pass, by a person or a company that you can trust. When determining a suitable executor in your will, it'll help to keep the role of the executor in mind.
So we know that the appointment of an executor is really important, but what actually is the role of an executor? Can you unpack that for us?
So the executor is responsible for administering the deceased person's estate, and this involves meeting with the family, gathering information, liaising with the Master of the High Court, drafting liquidation and distribution accounts, paying debts, dealing with the deceased taxes, and distributing assets. Ensuring that the wishes of the deceased are in fact carried out. The duties and responsibilities of the executor are crucial in the administration of a deceased person's estate.
So Vannessa, are there particular skills, professional skills or qualities that we should be looking for in an executor?
So the executor has a very important role, and he really does need to have a unique set of qualities. Trustworthy, you need to be able to trust the executor that you're appointing. He needs to be organized. He needs to have financial knowledge. He needs to have legal knowledge in respect of estate administration and legal and estate law. He must be a really good communicator, and they must be able to manage conflict, because there are some very tough decisions that will have to be made.
Yeah, those are all very important points. Thank you for that. Sometimes you speak about trust, but sometimes people actually want to appoint, let's say, a family member as an executor. Can you talk us through the appointment of a family member as an executor?
So one can indeed appoint a family member as the executor. However, one must be considerate that the family member must be able to handle responsibility as being the executor, and he must also be aware of potential conflicts. And then in making decisions as a family member, one needs to realize to act on logic rather than emotion. Obviously, being a family member, your emotions will come into play when having to make decisions, perhaps in an estate. So therefore, the family member that is appointed must always remain impartial and make decisions in the best interest of the estate rather than a personal decision. So a family member, if they are appointed as executor, they'll need to engage the services of a professional executor to assist with the administration of the estate.
That's all very interesting and very informative. So just tell us then, to sort of wrap up this particular video, why is it important to choose the right executor?
So to choose the correct executor is just to make sure and to ensure that your estate is managed efficiently and that your wishes are in fact respected. A competent executor minimizes disputes, saves time, and reduces the cost. The role of an executor is very challenging, so you really do need to appoint somebody who you trust.
Is there a particular company that you're going to recommend to us? And why should people choose Appleton as the executor of their estate?
So the reason for choosing Appleton as your executor in the estate, you're appointing a professional organization who specialize in the administration of deceased estates, who will act neutrally, impartially, and objectively and professionally. So they will provide peace of mind that your estate will be administered competently and promptly and in accordance with your last wishes.
That's excellent. A very informative video. Thanks very much, Vannessa. And we look forward to speaking to you next month again about another important aspect of fiduciary services. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Tim.